noise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that right when you started it?
I can't even see you under all that cat back there.
I know. There's so much.
You are engulfed.
I mean, they like me, so I'm all for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This is gonna get distracting.
What'd you do at the gym?
I did chest and back. That basement at that Club Fitness here in Hampton Village is dank.
There's a basement?
It's where all the free weights are. So, but it's like humid. It's like they have on a multiple humidifiers.
I hate that.
It reminds me of the Gold's Gym that was in Westport, Kansas City, that smelled like rotten eggs on a constant, just constant egg smell of the rotten variety. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Did you talk to your mother today?
Briefly,
About what?
just how she was going home. She's checking on me.
She's doing okay.
Did she check on you
Oh, yeah. I talked to her several times.
today?
Yeah.
Multiple times a day?
Yeah. I mean, that's not what's normal.
It's above average.
Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. It's been a minute.
Yeah!
This is so hard to schedule to do, and we had one crisis after another, so call it a new season. October is here. I'm getting my energy back from Mother Nature. No Antics, hot out on the scene right now. We just played at the Sinkhole Sunday, opening for a lovely band from Milwaukee called Rat Bath.
It's good.
And
name.
then we're in the studio working on new stuff to follow up our LP Femme Grime that dropped in July.
It was a good show.
Thank you. It's available on patreon.com/JacobV.
Was that your body that just made that noise?
Probably.
Wow.
Blinded by Stereo is hitting the studio next week. It's our first time hitting the studio with Colin from Supercar, who's a member since the record. So it's going to be very, very exciting. I've been working on guitar tones back here to my right. I have all this guitar stuff. Working out a lot of kinks down here. I had to go to Atlanta unexpectedly since the last time we broadcasted. So, I mean, all kinds of stuff is happening. JacobV.com, patreon.com/JacobV. Patreon has not missed a beat. Patreon's getting more content than ever. We had a week in August where we got new exclusive drops every day, and then we've been getting several posts a week. Guerrilla-style audio of the No Antics set from Sunday at the Sinkhole. That's on patreon.com/JacobV. Things like that. Things that you don't just like put out everywhere or whatever. It doesn't make sense for you to watch a YouTube ad to listen to, you know what I mean?
You're a busy guy.
Well, that's the thing. I've been so busy. I'm very, very busy all the time. It's crazy. I'm trying to catch up.
Busy guy.
Meanwhile, World War III is brewing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that.
I mean, we got Israel and Palestine, and we could spend a whole hour just on that.
They've been fighting for thousands of years.
Apparently.
Over the same thing.
Yep.
It's no excuse. You're not supposed to bomb people, but
Well, and I was thinking about this too, as like a culturally and genetically like a Catholic dude. Our gospel is to go forth and to colonize the world with the word of God, not to fight over one place.
I think that's actually technically decolonization. What they're trying to do right now is they're trying to get the people out,
Right.
which is not good. I do.
You
not
also
condone
don't
this
want
activity.
that. But that's the thing, is that like it just seems like the fundamental ideals are mutually exclusive, and I really feel like Israel's going to look for a reason, like the recent terrorist attacks, which were awful. But then when you can outpower somebody so much, it's like you just need to provoke them to give you an excuse to wipe them out. You know what I mean? Not that Israel will ever wish for something terrible like what happened to happen, but they can overreact, or they can react so completely that they kind of they have this justification to finally solve this problem for themselves and wipe all the Palestinians off of the grid.
I worry that something like that's going to happen because now the U.S. is involved, and
Iran's involved.
Iran's involved. Also, did you see the shit with like stocks for all the companies that related to defense contracts for the United States? just
Well,
skyrocketed?
economically, listen. I mean, it could be what we need to prevent whatever failure of the housing market we're all afraid of.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said about that.
I'm just thinking, I don't want a war, but
I know, but that's putting
we always
profit
somehow
over
make
the
money
well-being
off
of other people, and that's just kind of
and
fucked
not
up.
us, not me personally.
I bet that's their excuse. It'll be great for the economy.
Oh yeah, Biden's saying it right now to somebody.
Meanwhile, they're also still building the wall. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
It's the continuation of the building of the wall because the money was already approved for it when Trump was in office. So their hands are tied and they're going to build a wall. And I'm like, horse shit.
I mean, who's building it?
The government.
Who though?
The United States government.
Which states? Where is the wall being built?
Along the southern border. The wall to block out Mexicans. That wall. They're continuing the building of that. Remember that wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were still.
They're
doing
starting
that.
to build it again.
That seems dumb.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. But apparently their hands are tied because the money's already in it.
But you would kind of think, like, if there's those
I think it's dumb.
checkpoints or whatever where you're supposed to cross over and whatnot, why it wouldn't make sense for there not to be a wall. It just seems inefficient.
It's silly to me to
It is
invest
silly.
so much money, time, and resources into something that is so unnecessary.
Meanwhile, I think we got to get all of those people through the gates, get them in here, and get them back to work in the public schools.
I'd say stay there just for the sake of not having to come to this country. That's what I would say.
We need them. We need them at Lion's Choice. We need them at the library. We need them.
At White Castles. White Castles are usually doing like a one employee.
Meanwhile,
per shift
China's
thing.
going to invade Taiwan at any minute.
Yeah, I was wondering. China was kind of quiet there for a second. I was wondering what's
oh
going to
yeah,
happen there.
they're and then Russia's still in the Ukraine.
Well, Russia, we're just kind of doing this thing where we're waiting to see what happens, and that's not cool.
That's my favorite. That's why I love your commentary on these hot issues.
Well, it's just Putin's a jackass. Putin's a jackass.
You listen here,
Putin don't know what he's doing, and he just can't seem to get it right.
Say it.
But he does have the button very close to his fingers, so
He sleeps on
that's
it.
what everyone's doing.
I
is just
worry about him
waiting.
sleeping on the button.
Do you ever worry that St. Louis is a big enough yet also small enough city that we could get bombed as a demonstration of power?
No, you've said this before. Nobody gives a fuck. They're not sending it
I'm
all the
just
way here.
paranoid.
They're not sending it all the way here. There's way higher value targets.
But
that are
what
way
if they were
easier to
like,
bomb.
oh, we wipe out this one, and then the bigger ones will be like, whoa, they can wipe out that one, so we shouldn't. You're right. That doesn't make any sense. I would be horrible in politics.
I don't think strategically it makes any sense at all. Even poetically, I don't think it makes any sense at all.
These are some good cats, I tell you.
Good, they're yours.
I know.
You fucker.
I know. They're good boys.
I mean, they're precious. Are you
Ugh.
kidding? And they're together.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't called me.
What, you haven't called me? I literally was just saying at lunch today, my brother usually calls me like multiple times a week. I haven't heard from him yet this week.
You're
And
supposed to.
it's
If I have
Wednesday.
told you, if you haven't heard from me by 9 p.m., you're supposed to call me.
It's Wednesday, and I swear, 75% of the time that I call you, you don't answer.
That doesn't mean don't call.
I answer.
It doesn't mean don't call.
Like every time you call.
Right.
Unless I have a legit
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, well, maybe I always have a fucking legit reason.
Nah.
God damn it! I just want a pint of ice cream.
So did Danielle. She was saying, I want ice cream, but I don't want to have the calories. And I was like,
Oh,
Halo
I don't
Top?
give a fuck about a calorie.
Have you had Halo Top ice cream?
Ugh. I said I want ice cream.
Not the keto one. The keto one's all chalky, but the regular one that's only like 300 something
Who
calories.
are you
per
getting
pint.
loud with? Who are you getting loud with?
Oh, because I really hated the keto Halo Top ice cream. It was
The
bad.
Keto
It was
Top?
chalky. It was like they literally put drywall dust in my ice cream.
That's unpleasant.
And then I had like the regular Halo Top, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. There's a better.
Oh, I just had a fucking iced coffee, bro. Yikes.
I'm worried that we're probably getting a lot of this microphone noise because I just keep like resting it on my chest and picking it up again.
No, you're good, bro.
You're good? We
Yeah.
think we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. What else we got to talk about other than the wars?
Did you see Trump's mugshot? We haven't done a show since Trump's mugshot.
Yeah. I don't really think there was anything funny about it. It was just kind of like he looked like he was literally going like, take the picture and then like walking off frame.
That's all I really wanted, though, was for you to do that.
What?
The voice for a second.
It was bad. It was a bad Trump impression, but I don't know. Who cares? I just feel like all that's irrelevant at this point. You see, his family is banned from operating in businesses in the state of New York.
That's probably for
His
the
whole
best.
family. Oh, did you see that his youngest son just skyrocketed and is like 6'4" now or some shit? Just a weird looking kid.
What's his name?
Real tall and skinny.
Barron.
Barron.
I love him.
I wanted to say Byron, but it was Barron.
Byron.
Byron. Remember that one?
Yeah. So
you know what? Who was the Giuliani? Giuliani's mugshot was funnier.
Yeah. R.I.P.
He's not dead.
No, I know, but does he know that?
Well, I have no idea.
So why do you know so much Trump stuff?
What do I know so much?
Yeah,
Trump
you had
stuff?
like 5 things to say there after I just said Trump mugshot.
I
just
get
went off.
updates from social media sources. I follow a couple good
They're trying to suck
Instagrams.
you in.
I spend a little too much time on the ticky-tacky.
Yeah.
You
get
know.
Trump on your TikTok though. You
No,
get people
I don't get
complaining.
Trump. I
about-
get people talking about the ridiculous
That's the
things that are
worst.
happening.
They're trying to red pill you. They're trying to pull you in.
I'm so in it right now that I don't know where I start.
See, I stay out of the grind. You can't get me with the
I ended
negativity.
it
If I want to be
against-
sad, I can be sad in the locus of my own focus.
Is that why you haven't made a podcast in months? Because you've been sad?
I've been depressed horribly.
Is it because you're back to work?
No, it's good to be back at work, but the adjustment period is hard.
Well, sure. Now you gotta like be somewhere.
Well,
that
and,
same
yeah, and
time,
things are
5
evening
days a
out.
week.
I'm just,
I gotta tell you, I hate waking up at like 5:30 in the morning. It's my least favorite thing in the world.
I don't think I ever do that early.
I do it
I usually do 6.
because sometimes I gotta be somewhere at 7, and you never know exactly where that is. It could be
Oh, I
5
never
miles
have
from
to be
home.
anywhere at
It could be
7.
50 miles from home. That's not true. I've never gone that far. But it's just kind
It
of
would be too far.
It's a thing. And no. But that's only gonna last a little bit longer. I got some different work for winter that's gonna get me out of that scene.
A little winter work.
Little winter
You're
work.
doing a little winter work.
Mhm.
Working this winter.
Mhm.
What are you working on?
I'm gonna be working at a pop-up Christmas bar called Miracle.
Oh, is that happening?
It's at Small Change in South City or Tower Grove East or whatever you want to call that. And yeah, so I'll be there for hopefully 6 weeks. And
And you're doing Christmas?
well, it's kind of part of the whole shebang. But they really make a lot of money there when they do that. So I'm gonna do that and hopefully use those 6 weeks to figure out what else I'm doing, because I'm really just taking it like day to day at this point.
So do they have all? Is it all Christmas themed cocktails?
Yep, and there's a lot of decorations, and it's really not far from the brewery, so people can do that and the brewery lights, and that's a big thing, especially for people that come in from West County.
Yeah,
You
make
know?
a whole scene of it.
Yeah,
Like there's that bar
the
down by the
whites.
Big Top or whatever.
Huh?
There's that bar down by the Big Top that's all. I think their whole business is just people waiting to go to the Fox or something.
Do you mean that jazz bar across the street from the Fox Theater? Because I've danced in there before.
No, down from there.
Turns out I'm not good at jazz dancing.
I don't even know what that is. Why were you dancing there?
We were going to a show.
To see who?
I think it was a comedian.
Where?
At the Fox. Are
What
you
do you-
paying attention to your own conversation? You okay there, boss?
Oh yeah, I'm
Are
blessed.
you having a Mitch McConnell moment?
I went full Mitch for a
You
minute.
did.
I went full Mitch McConaughey.
Sir, where are you right now?
Oh, that's not funny.
I know, because it was really like a health crisis.
Yeah, he's an
it'd
evil
be a
fucker
thing,
though.
But he's old.
I mean, it's like don't upset a whole population of people and then be vulnerable with your health on television.
He looks like that dude from Pan's Labyrinth.
If
And
I'm
I've
at
seen the
risk of
meme.
having some kind of a medical episode on television, I'm going to make sure before that I don't, piss people off. That's my hot take.
Maybe he did that on purpose. Maybe he went to piss people off on purpose because he knew he only had so much time left where he could use his brain.
He knew the clock was ticking.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
It's
"I got to
kind
get
of like
this
how,
in."
sad enough, a similar thing, but also a way better person. Chris Christopherson is preparing for his descent into the heavens.
What does that mean?
Basically, he knows his days are limited, and he is liquidating or not. He's selling
That's
all.
right.
He's selling all of his assets so that his family can inherit money rather than property because it's a lot easier to manage.
They're
It won't be as
probably all
complicated.
doomsday preppers. He's like, listen, take all my money out in gold.
Chris Christopherson was a badass. He did a lot in his life.
Oh, I love him. But that's what I'm saying. He's probably saying, look, get all the money out in gold.
That's right, and he's going to bury it under several trees.
And when I'm gone, you go live in the mountain.
It's going to be under that old oak on the farm, and you got to dig underneath it on the south side on a drizzly Tuesday, or else the soil will be too hard. And that's where they'll find the gold.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a day.
So stay tuned for World War updates. I looked into this. They called World War I the Great War until like a year into World War II. And then they called it World War I.
That's unfortunate, but I mean, it makes sense. It's not like they were planning on having a second one.
Right. They were like, and you're going to love the sequel.
We're calling this World War One. It's like, what does that mean?
This right now is World War I. Stay tuned.
Does that mean I have to prepare for another one after this one?
Absolutely.
Do we
The
get a break
consequences
period?
of this one will reverberate.
Do I at least get like a union mandated 15 before I got to go do World War II? And they kind of did.
Yeah, there was some time off.
There was a little bit.
It was like a different generation of dudes.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, it was that,
I wonder
that's
if
how you do
were
it.
there a lot of dudes that did both?
I'm sure that there were.
This
maybe
is why
some.
we
Wait, how
need
far
AI
apart
for
were those
this.
wars? This is proof of my ignorance here. When did World War One?
Are you not going to look it up? You need me to do. I have 5 monitors.
Jacob?
going.
I have a 20-pound cat in my lap, and my
Oh
phone's
my
in my pocket.
God.
You have 12 monitors and a phone, and no cats.
World War I and World War II?
Say that 10 times fast.
Whoa.
Difference between .com. World War I took place between 1914 and 1918, whereas the World War II took place between 1939 and
Oh, there was totally somebody. That was in
21
both.
years.
There was totally somebody that was in both.
21 years apart.
It's probably like one of the guys that just mopped stuff.
Let's ask.
And he's like, man, I mopped so much in that first one. I got to mop in the second one.
World Wars.
That's a big question.
This has got to be compelling content because
That's a-
you wouldn't look this up.
That's a big question for your
Both.
phone to answer with Siri.
There were a bunch of soldiers who served in both world wars. Some of the most famous ones include Adrian Carton de Warret. Was
Yeah, I
a
know
British
that guy.
Army officer who served in the Boer War, World War I, and World War II. He was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear. Was blind in his left eye. Survived 2 plane crashes, tunneled out of a prisoner of war camp, and tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. He was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in various Commonwealth countries.
That's a really sad story, actually, because he died tripping over a garden hose.
That's awful.
Yeah, I looked it up. No, I
The
don't even know
Buffalo
that.
Soldiers were a segregated African-American unit that served in both World War I and World War II. They fought in some of the most difficult battles of both wars and earned a reputation for their courage and determination. Wow. Well, we're old because we're talking about that now.
I mean, it's not like we're pointing out documentaries or reading books about it. So
No, I
have
haven't done. Obviously, yeah, that'd be funny if we had already watched hours of content about it. No, that's true. That's off the cuff, and we only bring it up because we got a lot of theaters cooking right now. If we were to call this a World War III situation, all we got to do is fucking liquidate some shit, baby, and we're in one.
I think I'm going to start building.
Because
just
we
an
got
underground
China,
shelter.
Taiwan, we got Russia, Ukraine, we got Israel, Palestine.
Yeah, I feel like, we got our hands in a lot of cookie jars.
Well, I don't think we're in directly enough. I mean, or to,
What are you talking
to count it. I mean, I think
Hasn't trillions of dollars been
we're
sent
spending all the
to
money, but we're not
Ukraine?
like launching
And
military
then multiple
operations.
of the largest aircraft carriers that are in, like, the U.S.
carriers.
armed forces. I said that.
Pronounced carrier.
I said carriers.
You said characters.
No,
I was there, brother.
you don't got your fucking headphones on. Don't you come at me. I'll throw a cat at you. Anyway, so some of the largest aircraft carriers that belong to the U.S. Armed Forces have been sent over to the Israel-Palestine situation. And I don't really know much about the China-Taiwan thing. Why would China want to invade Taiwan?
Well,
I hear it's a good time in Taiwan. Or am I thinking Thailand?
different.
I haven't
Taiwan
I haven't been either.
acknowledges itself as a sovereign nation. China does not acknowledge that Taiwan is a sovereign nation. China believes that Taiwan is China. And so when John Cena went on TV and said Taiwan, he had to then go on Instagram the next day and apologize.
Who said this?
John Cena, you've never seen this?
No.
There was a thing, this was a couple of years ago, I think. But John Cena said something on TV about Taiwan. He said he loved Taiwan or something. But then he had to come out and apologize because you're really not, if you're in with China, you're really not supposed to recognize Taiwan as its own thing.
He speaks fluent Cantonese.
That's what I'm saying, brother. He's deep in the cut.
That's what it is. Oh, he's one of those. He's a sleeper cell.
I don't know if he's sleeping. I think he just likes to sell merchandise.
Well, yeah, that was a big part of his thing with the wrestling and the
Oh,
You
yeah.
Can't See Me and the jorts
Oh, yeah, the jorts,
and
brother.
the armbands that match your hat.
The ironic Christmas tees.
Well, there's ironic Christmas tees for almost anything these days.
Well, right, but, John Cena's not a small part of that market.
I guess. He also
So-
he also is like the highest numbered person to do Make-A-Wish visits.
You were so eloquent. Yeah, he's done more
You're
Make-A-Wishes.
a dick.
I'm just saying, like, what were you talking about there for a minute?
Oh, I don't know.
This is the #1 rated podcast in St. Louis.
That is not true.
We just hit 5,000 downloads.
We also haven't done a pod in months.
Yeah, but some people do 5 episodes of a pod and abandon it. We've been doing this for years.
Also, I'm not as educated as you are. I don't have that good of a vocabulary.
That's true. Mm-hmm. I've always said that about you.
Yeah, I'm smart. I'm just not educated,
Right, true.
which I'm okay with. 'Cause it gives me time. It gives me time to spiral and make things up in my head.
Yeah, and they're like feel inadequate.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I got big confidence issues. Yeah.
Yep.
Must have been an upbringing thing.
Oh, for sure.
What else we got going on?
For
on that?
sure.
What else we got on that list?
Well, speaking of upbringing, now they're saying people really might not be fully adults until they're 30.
and you know what? I want to argue with that, but also I remember my 20s. I even remember shit I did 4 years ago that was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing, bruh?
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you
Like,
doing?
remember I promised you I would have your only house key to this house for the movers the day we're moving into this house?
Yeah. That was
And
4 years ago.
and I closed out at work, and I went and got a drink, and that turned into multiple drinks, and then I ended up partying, and I fell asleep on a friend's couch, and I was 90 minutes AWOL, according to you guys, dead to the world for 90 minutes. And
Yeah, they were looking for your dead body on Kings Highway.
Did you call the Coast Guard? Because you guys went all out.
Well, you had the only key. Nobody knew where you were.
I feel so guilty about that. But also the amount of effort that was put into finding me.
If you
I was
admit to me
90
right
minutes
now
late.
that you're a fucking alcoholic, I'll forgive you.
I'm not an alcoholic. Maybe I was back then, but I feel like I've really gotten control over it. Like, I don't really feel the desire to drink nearly as much as I used to. I still do sometimes, but it's not like, I want to get hammered. It's like, I'll have like 4, and then I'll go home. And I think that's fine.
So you're an adult now, though, you think?
I think that I've grown a lot in the last 4 years. I think therapy has helped with that.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge part of it.
But, yeah, just remembering who I was, in like 2019 and before that. I feel like I've done a lot of... I think maybe COVID kind of helped a little bit, too.
Why?
Well, you're not as distracted by the outside world when you're locked up for a few months. And then I broke my arm, so I was locked up for another 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just had a lot of self-reflection time, So that's a whole thing.
Ugh.
And therapy, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
therapy's
where
a big
we're at.
part of
We're
it.
just going to blame it on those.
You got to do the therapy. I mean, it's great.
Well, I encourage everyone to at least try it.
you got to do a little bit. At
But
least.
you got to find the right therapist.
gotta
And
at
that's
least
what's
figure
bad,
out what
'cause I
you're
used to
upset about.
hate it. I used to hate therapy. I used to be like, "This is fucking dumb. These people just want my money, and they don't want to make me feel better." And now I have a good therapist. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I was wrong."
Tell me about that.
Well, I tried therapy with Mom when we were younger and didn't like that. We just ended up fighting a lot in front of the therapist. And then
What about, though?
I don't remember.
You don't feel like any of that was productive?
I was an adolescent. I have no idea. And then the therapist I started going to when I really was at a low point in 2019, he was kind of a dick. He used to trigger me on purpose to see how I would process the triggering.
About what?
The things I was going through at the time. You know,
What does trigger you on purpose look like?
I don't know. Like I went through a bad breakup, and he would want to talk about that on an uncomfortable level, and then just things that would get a rise out of me, and then then we would talk about why I got angry about it, and it was just like that's not a good tactic, like that's not good therapy,
Yeah.
you know. So I dropped him.
You dropped him?
like it was hot.
You
Mhm.
dropped him hot.
Dropped it like it was hot. That guy.
Yeah.
And then I found out later through other sources. Doesn't matter.
Good. I'm glad you're not holding on to that.
I was maybe a little bit bad about it. It's okay. I have a great therapist now, though.
Also, I read people are sadder than ever.
Okay, well, that's a pretty obvious thing. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do.
So, it's really easy.
Talk to him.
It's the ignorance is bliss thing. We have way too much access to all this information that gives us the constant knowledge of our surroundings and how horrible everything is all the time. So that's all we're thinking about. We're sad, and we're just getting info dumped on every day because we're all sucked into the social medias. And I mean, how can you expect to make yourself feel fulfilled and happy when you're constantly just getting a river of shit from your phone into your brain? You know?
It's a river of shit.
Shit river.
So it's the constant access to negative information that makes people sad now, you think?
Yes. Yeah, there's way too much negativity out there, easily accessible. And also, it's causing developmental delays in the youths. So, everything's going downhill, and everyone's sad about it, but everyone's so depressed that they can barely stand up to actually, figure out the problem and solve it for everybody. So it's just kind of on you. It's on you to pull yourself out of your own little sad hole, your little pity party, and get things done. And it's really hard and exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like people are probably happier if they do that douchebaggy downgrade to a flip phone kind of thing.
That is kind of awful too, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, because think about how much they can grow if they're reading books instead of scrolling through Instagram or, practicing certain hobbies that are being occupied in our time by laying in bed with the lights off and the shades pulling and just kind of pulled and just looking at your phone right here and just being sad about it.
Yeah, that can't be good for your eyes either.
Right. My vision's deteriorating and my glasses are all fucked up.
Yeah, I can't even find mine. I think I'm just going to order some fresh ones because mine fall off my face real easy.
Oh, you lost your nice glasses with the big old
They were
orange ones?
They were $60. I'll just get a refill.
Well, I liked those a lot.
I'll get the exact same ones.
I need to get a new pair of glasses. I really want LASIK.
Get those. They say people that get LASIK have a disproportionate number of suicides. So I don't think I'm going to do LASIK.
I don't know if those two things are related. Give me the
It's-
numbers.
I don't have the numbers.
That's a hell of a take to
can't-
not have numbers to back it up with.
I can't. People say this all the time. Are you kidding?
Show me the numbers.
LASIK.
LASIK causes suicide. Is it like how Accutane was causing all those hormonal imbalances in people's bodies and making
How do you
them all
spell
depressed?
LASIK?
LASI.
LASIK. S-I-K. That's weird.
Mm-hmm. 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 That's what it is. Look at these guys.
You're not going to talk while I do the research?
Well, I'm petting a cat. These are some good cats. If that camera is on, people are seeing me petting these cats. So it's not like I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I didn't just go autopilot. You seen any good movies lately?
I just watched American Made with Tom Cruise about Barry Seal, who flew all the cocaine.
Smuggler?
Yeah.
That's not a good movie.
I thought it was okay.
It was an unnecessary movie, I guess, is my opinion on that.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
It wasn't impactful in any way, so why put all that money into it? You know what I mean? I think it was just an excuse for Tom Cruise to jump out of planes.
I
and
think
run
he
around.
wanted. Yeah, he wanted to. Can I make a movie where I'm doing planes?
Yeah, because he doesn't do that enough.
Has anybody
so.
got a script with planes in it? Because we're still working on Top Gun 4. So can we do what if I was a Southern guy? And then someone's like, well, we have this script about the Bill Clinton's friend that they assassinated. And he's like, that's perfect.
I feel like his best role in the last 20 years was probably in Tropic Thunder when he had the big hands and the,
Yeah, everyone
and the
knows.
bald cap.
That's not an original take at all.
No,
No,
Oh.
everyone loves that. Everyone.
less gross.
That's why that was so breathtaking. Was because it was so unbelievable that it was really happening. It was great.
Well, I mean, he's really successful in his works with the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last couple of those, but I'm
Neither
a
have I.
fan.
I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen any after 3.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, I certainly remember when movies coming out like that was a big deal and people would go, and so that's just a bummer. That
I've seen some good movies lately, but I don't think I've been to the theater in a minute. I think the last thing I saw in theaters was Barbie.
but I haven't even been that recently.
Oh, Barbie was fantastic. I recommend it. I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Logan Paul admits
There
to
you
walking
go.
out of Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Everyone is
I
just
knew it.
talking.
I knew you were going to bring that up. I hate the Pauls so much.
I kind of like him.
I hate them. And also, didn't he get canceled because he went to that suicide forest in Japan and was filming like dead people?
That was like before he was even a boxer. Like he's like way.
Logan Paul's not. Jake Paul's a boxer.
Don't they both box?
They probably both box a little.
I'm not going to argue with you about this if you
I don't
know
give
so
a
little
shit.
about all.
I
of
just
it.
remember them. I just remember them doing backflips on fucking Vine. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now it's they're major influencers. Get fucked.
Oh.
Buying 50. No, you know what? Logan Paul's a wrestler. He's in like the
he
WWE
does like
now.
UFC or something.
No, he does
what?
like the
He's
WWE.
doing like that.
He wears like a $50,000 Pokemon card around his chest and a gold chain and yellow pants, and he fucking wrestles.
You're not going to look that up.
You look it up. I know what it looks like. I'm describing it to you.
Why don't you look it up?
Fine, I'll look it up right now.
I can't because it's your claim that
Move.
you're refusing to substantiate.
Yeah, let me look it up on my phone so
And-
I can see the thing I already know I'm talking about.
Yeah, but then you could airdrop it to me, and I don't have to search for it. I can talk to you.
Our
while you're
mother
doing
is
this.
watching this podcast.
I understand.
Oh boy. Here, I'm gonna find it. I went by a dispensary today and I got a free 1 cent 1 gram pre-roll.
Really? Did you go to 315?
No, there's this one over in South County called Codes.
Oh, I've been there.
If you spend $25
Over
on
by
certain
like
days-
Shotzi's?
Yep,
What are you doing over there?
I was working over there.
Oh, that's so funny.
I spent a lot of time over there lately, which is unfortunate. But at the
Yeah,
same
we were
time,
talking
it's
about doing a
okay.
bang bang over there.
Yeah, I want to do a bang bang with you at Shotzi's and then walk across the street to Concord Grill. I want to have pizza and then a burger.
I could do that. We'll split a
We
pizza.
literally have to walk across the street.
We'll split a pizza.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a 16-inch pizza each,
No. Why?
5 toppings.
That's not even enjoyable. 5 toppings. I don't even like 5 toppings.
I know that's too much.
I always go pepperoni
Oh,
sausage.
there he is. Yep,
Which one?
it's Logan Paul. I see. I can't show you because you're way over there, so I don't know
could
where the fuck
you
I
could
looked it up.
airdrop it to me.
I don't know how to do that.
I see. Now that's what I want you to admit. You need me to look it up because you don't know how to fucking participate
Here,
over here.
I got airdrop.
Meanwhile, I got
Look at this.
fucking-
I'm airdropping it to you right now, bitch. I figured it out. I just haven't done it so long that I forgot.
To which device?
It says no people found. Oh, there you are. Airdropping. And whoever's listening to this right now is just kind of like, wonder when they're going to start talking about something that fucking matters.
Yeah. Okay, but is this all the time, or did he just do this once?
No, I think he's still doing it. And I still don't like this person, so it's like, this isn't fun for me.
That's true. Well, and then the one guy sued the guy, so the guy has to fight him. Did you see that lately?
Why you said guy a lot with no actual specific information.
One of the Paul brothers, whichever one does more boxing,
That's Jake Paul.
okay, is suing a guy
Uh-huh.
that he wants to fight. And basically the only way the guy can survive the lawsuit is to take the fight, to take the paycheck from the fight. Is the Paul brothers
Something about
mentality.
that doesn't sound legal.
Well, the lawsuit is legal over something that I'm sure is substantiated enough to at least try it in court, but it's not necessarily related to the fight. But it's like that's the whole thing everyone's talking about. My friend Bree hosts a like a UFC like podcast.
Our mother is telling me that the text alive thing must not work.
What text alive thing?
I think she's trying to text in to your podcast.
Oh, well, I have to check it.
Well, how about you fucking check it? What are you
Well,
doing?
because I'm fucking.
You're neglecting your followers, your subscribers, your Patreoneers. I don't think that's a thing.
No, I got it open here. You can always text the show at 314-626-4208.
Do you not have the graphic on the thing?
I'm looking right at it.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm looking at
That's
it.
just for the listeners.
Right. Which is fine. God, have you heard about this KDHX drama?
Wait, before we get to that, you want to hear something fun that I heard?
Yes.
Your show, the who what was the band with Andy and Kevin?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Your brother-in-law show at River City Pub back patio was the busiest night that they have had in like over a decade or something. They said
Ever, he said.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh, so you already heard that?
They sold out of Busch Light and Michelob Ultra.
Did we already talk about this?
Not on the show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I didn't remember who told me. It must have been you. When did I see you
It
last?
could have been me.
Well, I'd say that's something pretty cool. You know, little hole in the wall bar gets their busiest night on record because you guys played some pretty nice live music and the patio was so full you could barely get past.
They were
people.
just slanging buckets of beer. People
There
were
were
buying
so
beer by
many
the bucket. It
buckets.
was a lovely
I
day.
think I myself probably handled half a dozen buckets.
Wow.
I didn't drink half a dozen buckets. just
I am
handled them.
starving. I had girl dinner a minute ago.
What was your girl dinner?
I just had some peanuts, and then I had some chocolate-covered almonds.
Peanuts and chocolate-covered almonds.
Are these almonds? Those are almonds.
I don't even know if that counts as girl dinner.
It's girl dinner because I have a Diet Coke here.
Oh, you have a Diet Coke. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
You
It's
gotta-
wet.
you
You
gotta
gotta
have
keep
a
it wet.
dink. You gotta have a dink.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your
yeah.
girl
I'm
dinner.
dinked up. You
gotta-
know me.
You gotta have it.
A dink'll do ya. Have you heard about the KDHX drama?
All right, let's get to that.
It's really hard because I get really, 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 really annoyed with all the people that are really involved in complaining about this stuff all the time. But there's this white lady with dreadlocks who's in charge of stuff down there. I'm not going to mention her name. And everyone's mad at her because they disagree with her choices about certain things. Now, this all started, we talked about Tom Paparay getting fired.
I don't remember that.
We talked about this on the show. It may not have been with you, but it was over the summer or something. He got fired from KDHX, but I know him not just from being a host on KDHX, but because he called me, not me specifically, he called Guitar Center and I took his call when I worked there, and he was very mean to me about a CD player that I had.
Oh, you know what? I think you did talk.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone's like, he's a hero and blah, blah, blah. And then, and it's gotten worse where KDHX has fired like a dozen DJs and a lot more have quit. A lot of the rest of them are on strike.
Is this about unfair pay?
No, they're all volunteer DJs. This is all about the culture of the station and the relationships. And
Or do they
I
make some
really
sort of
think
choices?
you could find a lot of reasons to fire someone like Tom Paparay. If you're a white lady with dreadlocks and you're managing a bunch of volunteer DJs and you got somebody who's opinionated and experienced who maybe won't tolerate your BS, it makes sense why somebody like that gets fired. But it's grown into a much bigger thing where all these people are super upset. You know what? Can you hold that thought?
Oh,
And we're back. So, like I was saying, so it makes sense to me why the dynamics may not have worked with the first couple DJs that got fired, but it's grown into a much bigger thing. And it feels like some kind of an intentional overhaul by management, maybe to convert the financial structure. It's a community supported radio station. It's like a 501(c) or whatever the fucking shit is, where you know, it's nonprofit or whatever. Most of the people in the news about the situation are unpaid volunteers, and the two people in charge down there are the people everyone seems to be mad at. So
okay. Well, here's my opinion on that.
yeah,
Any place that can't hold on to essential staff members is going to blame the staff members before they blame themselves. But if you can't keep on people, whether or not, they're good or bad workers, you might want to, look inward. Because, I've worked at enough places where it's like, oh, God, we just can't seem to get good help. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
you guys kind of fucking suck, and I'm just good at taking the abuse. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. See that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I had that potty break thing ready to go.
Did you know that when you point your finger at somebody, there's 3 pointing back at you?
If you had children, would you be able to send them to public school?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far into it. But I don't think private schools are very good.
That's a hot take.
Is it?
There are things I don't like about private schools. There's a
Some-
lot of things I don't like about a lot
That's
of
what I'm saying. I feel like they got more problems than they got benefits.
But I guess you're thinking. See, this is contingent
Also,
on your
sometimes
experience.
private school fucks people up.
How? Describe that.
There's
to
a
me.
whole culture in private schools that we did not get to experience personally. 'Cause we
Oh,
went to
trust me,
public
I know.
school. And well, from the student's standpoint, I don't know. Maybe if you enjoyed that from the the educator's standpoint,
No.
but from the student standpoint, you got to think about there's this smugness that carries into the natural non-empathetic behaviors of developing teens or adolescents and whatever that make kids are fucking dicks.
Yeah.
Kids are assholes and they have no empathy. And in public school, I think that they're kind of like not up on a high horse. So whether or not they're hurting people's feelings, it still could be worse. Where private schools, I feel like there's a little bit more resources.
There's like a built-in like elitism, arrogance,
and all that, just that hoity-toity shit.
And you learn this as a public school kid interacting with private school kids.
Yeah, because like a lot of private school kids are fucked up.
Do you identify that in adults at all? Do you identify that, oh, that guy went to private school?
I think it carries on. Yeah, because it's a part of your developmental years.
Yeah.
Now you say you don't stop growing up till you're 30, which I don't necessarily believe, but I'd say maybe 25 tops.
But I also don't think a
But-
lot of kids went to a nice private high school and then went to like a public college. Like a lot of them, if they went to college,
You never know. Someone might have gone to a private school for a long time, and then their parents went broke, and then they had to go to a public school for their senior year. That big transition fucked them up. The financial stress fucked up the family. The dad ended up leaving, and then now the kid is drinking at fucking Mike Duffy's in Kirkwood, enjoying that late night happy hour with all the public school kids because they're there.
but
And
he
then-
doesn't know how to bond with them because he wasn't poor for long enough.
Right, so he just feels like an
I love
outsider.
this.
Next thing you know, they develop a heavy, dependency on consumption, and then they're just that big old depressed person sitting at the bar that you want to give a hug, but they kind of stink a little bit.
Do you think that's exclusive to that Mike Duffy's? I think there's other bars and grills where this demographic may be expressed.
Oh, I was just thinking about that late night happy hour they used to have.
Yeah,
That
there's a lot
past
of
9
late night
o'clock,
happy hours.
You could get fucked up for so cheap after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that was a thing that I just remember.
Yeah.
And
you'd encounter a former private school kid who didn't know how to socialize with people that were drinking
right.
at 9
and
o'clock
didn't
on a
fully
Tuesday.
understand boundaries because they grew up in a different environment. Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody had like a yacht for them to go hang out on.
Right, and maybe they still go golfing with their buddies who didn't go through all that situation, and they get day drunk in the beating sun, and then they're wearing flip flops at a shitty bar and grill and a Vineyard Vine T-shirt, and they want to pick a fight with some random regular that might just seem like they can take them, and then they get wrecked and they're wearing flip flops, so it's even more embarrassing because they get punched so hard that they fall out of their flip flops, and they're just kind of like there's just a pair of trembling flip flops there.
Just vibrate.
And Vineyard Vines is on the floor, and then he's got to take that home with him with his already shattered ego, adding insult to injury.
I feel like you're projecting a lot of this. This is very detailed.
Not really.
It's
Oh,
just very easy for you to imagine.
I have a very vivid imagination.
But about this specifically, like you have this guy all figured out.
Honestly, I might have gotten so much into the character that it's fallen away from credibility in a single individual.
No. I think it all makes sense because
You've seen this guy, is what
well,
you're saying.
you remember the kids that had to come to high school with us because they were too dumb to go. Their parents wouldn't let them go to private high school because they were like, "I'm not going to send you to Burroughs to get C's."
Ooh.
kids that like had been private school.
Yeah,
so they came
those
to high
guys
school.
kind of fit in.
Well, they figured still have some formative years to figure it out. It's not like anyone comes in ninth grade and expert at socializing.
Actually, I've met some that like recently that's like I hadn't seen them since like high school, and it's like, oh, they've really turned it around. Not nearly as much of a douchebag, and that makes my heart happy.
Well, the ones that are still alive, yeah, they've had that opportunity.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those.
Yeah. R.I.P. I'm not even go through the list.
I don't want to either. It's grown a lot in just the last few years. Yeah. But, other things.
The curse of Dane Cook is having botched plastic surgery, so your face always looks like the moment you found out your brother stole all of your money.
He is kind of stuck in that. Also, didn't he just marry his, 24-year-old girlfriend or something like that?
You know what? I'm not applauding that. What took so long, guys?
I didn't say applaud it. It said, but the thing that I saw specifically said, long-time girlfriend. And she's 24. So it's like, was he dating?
Oh, she's 24.
Yeah, was he dating?
Oh, I thought you said they had been together for 24 years.
No. I'm saying
She's
that
only been
he's
alive
his
for that
age,
long.
And she's
It better not be that
24 years
long.
old. And
Long
it's a
time.
long, exactly. What did he start dating her when he was like 46 and she was 18?
How old is he?
I don't know how old he is. I'll look
That
it
doesn't
up.
matter.
Oh, no, I'm gonna look it up. We're here. We're at this moment.
That's crazy.
You got me Googling Logan Paul. I'll look up how old fucking Dane Cook is.
Longtime girlfriend, but she's only 24. She better not be that long.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't know how. He's 51 years old.
And she's 24.
And she's 24.
And they're engaged.
And they're married.
They're married already?
They're married.
Oh, no.
So, and it's
51.
It says long time. And
Actually,
there's no specifics that I've looked into really, at least that I've seen that can say how long they've been together. And some like I don't know. I've been in a relationship and I'm happily engaged to somebody I've been with for 4 years now, and that's a long time to me. But what if their long time thing puts her down below?
but
the
long time for
20-year-old
him,
mark?
he's 51.
Yeah, and
A
it
long
just seems
time
little
for
bit
him
weird.
would have been before she was
Also,
fucking
have
born.
you hung out with a 24-year-old lately? It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to do.
Yeah.
So how's he doing?
Have you
it?
seen those two old ladies that have they're like probably 50, but they have a podcast where they just talk about things that they're over, and it's all stuff like this. They're
Really?
like, you know what I've had enough of? And then what did you just say? 24-year-olds. What are 24-year-olds doing?
Oh, it's really hard to understand it, and it makes me feel old as shit. But it's just like dumb kid shit, and TikTok videos and fucking
Good. Okay.
all the shit.
I'm glad
And
we
I
covered
sound
that.
so old right now.
I'm about to say you're crumbling.
I'm
gonna
go get my gray wig.
You're
and
like
my
Dorian
readers
Gray
and my
right
fucking
now.
muumuu real quick. We should do a pod in muumuus and wigs.
Why wigs?
Huh?
What about shower caps?
Shower caps are good. I have one in my car.
Silk bonnets.
I think my shower cap in the car is actually silk. So
Really?
yeah. I was the big bad wolf from Shrek for a thing that never happened.
You got the costume for no reason?
Uh-huh.
Hey,
We-
congratulations. You were in a short film.
Oh, not only was I in the short film, we won first place.
In what was the contest
It
called?
was a release short horror film for a brewery in Connecticut. Two Roads Brewing.
Oh, it was about that beer?
And is their pumpkin beer release they do every year. It's the Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, I didn't even
And
realize.
they do a short film or TikTok contest every year, and we won first place.
Oh, well, I love that.
Yeah, and also now we're in the works on writing the script for a Thanksgiving horror short.
I'm going to sell something down here and get a drone, and you and me are going to make a music video. It's just going to be you in the woods, and I'm going to film you with a drone.
I think we wanted a drone down here. I thought, no.
It'd be loud, I think.
It'd be loud and you'd hit a lot of stuff.
That's not the
this
most
whole soffit that runs along here. That
It'd be
you'd run
hard
into
to
that.
fly under that. It could
You
confuse the
just hit that.
God damn
in
it,
the
those
pipes.
cats are big. I wish I could zoom your
They're
camera
so
in.
big. And I'm sweating because they're hot.
Yeah, they're like two big bags of tomato sauce.
I love it. They're like a security blanket, but condensed to the size of two large cats. It's like at home I have a 15-pound weighted blanket that's roughly queen sized, and if you get under that thing, game over. I was so tired today. I sat down like this on the couch and I fell asleep for like an hour, and I woke up and my arm was so dead that I got scared for a minute.
Yeah,
It
you're
didn't
like,
even-
I'm afraid to look at it. What if it's purple?
No, it wasn't even tingling, and I stood up and it flopped down, and I couldn't pick it up.
You couldn't even feel it.
I was
tingling.
doing this, and it was like, this is the weirdest sensation.
It's not good.
'Cause it was like
and
just
it
noodling.
coming back is the worst. That is.
And then I finally got the blood flow back to it, but I didn't mean to fall asleep like that.
Yeah.
And then I went and I took another nap. I took 2 naps after work today.
Is that possible?
I've been very tired.
In that short of, and then
I'm-
you went to the gym.
I'm worried. And I drank a Red Bull.
Yeah. You snore.
Only if I've been drinking.
Oh, that's common.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
How is your health? You're a gym rat these days.
I've not been that great about it lately because physical labor jobs are so exhausting. That it's
But
hard
what
to
is
stay
it?
consistent.
What does it do for you? The working out,
It's the endorphins.
the endorphins.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
endorphins.
Yeah, and
Describe that
that's
to
a
me.
big thing. Well, so sometimes I'll leave the gym and I'll feel so good, it's almost like I'm a little bit stoned, and it's literally just like feeling good about the workout. Sometimes I'll eat an edible before I go to the gym, like I did today.
It's very dangerous.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was
I do
so
like it.
good. But I realize there's a little bit of a spaciness there that doesn't allow me to 100% focus, so I can't go like heavy. But I still can get a good workout in,
Get some pumps.
a little stone.
Get some pumps in.
Yeah, I get a good pump. Yeah, do that. But lately, I just have not been as strong as I used to be.
Wow.
Probably due to lack of consistency, because my actual job that I'm doing is kind of exhausting.
Your T's probably low.
I probably got low T. I had such high T when I was younger, it made me start balding. So, and the balding has kind of slowed down a bit, so maybe I got some T issues. Speaking of which, my hair is a mess. I need a haircut.
Who cuts your hair?
I have a barber.
Who?
His name's Joe,
Where?
over on Gravois.
Gravois?
Uh-huh.
A barber?
Sonny's barbershop. Mm-hmm.
On Gravois?
Mm-hmm.
He cuts your hair?
Yeah,
What does he do to it?
he cuts it.
I didn't know that. His name is Joe. What do you talk to him about? Is he old?
Sometimes we don't talk much. No, he's probably like late 30s.
Late 30s.
Uh-huh.
That's weird.
But then Sonny, the guy that owns a place, he's an older African-American gentleman, and he's funny. The entire time I was
Is
getting my
Joe
haircut
a
last
black
time I was
guy?
there, he was taking out a broken mirror, and he put a bunch of tape over it and kept hitting it with a hammer to try to make it easier to get the mirror out of the place. And I just thought that was so funny. Sonny was doing this. So I was getting my hair cut.
Can we do a
and there's just
podcast
guy
at the
kidding-
barber shop?
I don't know him like that. I've only been a handful of times.
You're the worst. You don't even tell people what this show is called.
I've only been going to this barber for about a year. I don't really talk to him about
It's
it. a lot.
early in the relationship. Maybe down the road.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to need that down the road. So I think I'm finally going to commit to the shaving my head thing.
Oh, no. You're going to shave it?
Mm-hmm. But first,
That
I'm
doesn't
going
make
to
any
wait till
sense.
next Halloween, and because I kind of want to have hair for my wedding. And then I'm
When
going
is
to
your wedding?
October 12th, 2024.
So it's before Halloween.
Yes.
Okay.
Your father is livid.
Oh, you know what? I don't want to hear it.
I know he's an ass.
I don't
It's
want to
okay.
hear it.
It's okay.
I don't want to hear it.
Either
And I
way,
fucking
so-
loved the other night, too, how everyone would sit around and talk to you about how hard it is for you with him. And I'm like, what in the fuck? I'll drive this car off a bridge.
I have way more experience with him than you do. I have more logged hours. It doesn't make your feelings invalid. It just makes mine more present and
Don't
relevant.
you do that. Don't you do that.
What?
Don't you do what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Don't you do it. You stop it.
What did I
You
do?
stop that right now. I won't tolerate it.
What were we talking about?
They'll never find your body.
So for Halloween next year, I want to be Zap Brannigan. I'm going to bleach my head.
Who?
Zap Brannigan from Futurama.
Oh,
The
yeah.
White go-go boots, the red tunic.
You're gonna
and the-
bleach your
and
hair?
I'm going to bleach my hair and be Zap Brannigan for Halloween. Danielle's going to be Kip. And then I'm going to shave my head because I don't want to deal with my hair being all fucked up after I bleach it. I want Emma to be hearing this and then to chime in and be like, don't do that.
Yeah, she's going to be upset.
Don't you fucking do that.
She's going to be very upset.
Don't you fucking...
I don't think shaving the head makes sense. I get wearing it real short.
Jacob, have you seen the top of my head lately?
I get buzzing it. I don't get shaving it.
I could buzz it.
I think just a
I'll do a buzz. Maybe I'll just do a certain cut that I can have some frosted tips for a while.
just do like one frosted tip up here, one big one.
You mean my Danzig bangs, like just this?
Take
part
your
here,
Shoney big
and-
boy fucking
and I'll
Cool
be,
Whip.
I'll be Princess Unicorn for a second.
yeah.
My horn can pierce the sky. Anyway,
That's lovely. What is that?
it's from The Office when they had the Princess Unicorn Barbie.
Oh, I love that.
It's a deep cut. It's a reference.
Yeah. I think I was a little old for that show, maybe.
The Office?
Because
I liked The Office.
The guys in No Antics love it. And
I'm glad to not have to watch it anymore because it's no longer on Netflix. But actually, I don't use Netflix anymore either. Because I was using yours for years. I'm
you
not
know
gonna
what?
pay for
I'm
that
so
shit.
fucking sick of YouTube that I've just been picking random shit on Netflix because it doesn't have commercials.
I've been on the Hulu. A lot.
YouTube, I feel like I'm watching QVC. Like I like the ads. If you don't go, like I have to window out of Call of Duty to go over to the ad and close it. I'm grinding camouflages right now. I can't just skip these ads. But then I got to listen to 2.5 minutes of Blue Chew. I'm like, guys, I understand the product. I don't need 2.5 minutes on this Sildenafil.
What have we become?
We're a shadow of a once great nation. We're like if
I'm
America
talking about you
was
and me. What have we become? You're grinding skins and Call of Duty.
We've always done that.
I know way too much information about Trump. What has happened to us?
I think we're just victims of late stage capitalism. We're really the target demographics for those two things.
Oh, everyone's a victim to late stage capitalism.
They want you to get addicted to C-SPAN so you could ride the next 30 years contributing to the fucking fear factory.
I've never spent a single minute watching Kaspan.
No, I know, but that's what they're trying to do. When some fucking girl that looks like a CIA operative gets on TikTok and says, "Did you hear what happened to Trump?" She's trying to get you and people like you hooked into the membrane of they'll be addicted to fear and cable news forever.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched the news since I was a kid. You know when I decided I never wanted to watch the news? We were very young. And there was a news story. It was like Christmas time. We were at like a Christmas party. And there was a story about two kids that were sledding down a hill and they went under a chain link fence and onto a road and got hit by a car and died. And I was like, this is a holiday party.
This is my holiday.
That's so sad. Who wants to hear that? during a
Hold
holiday
the
party?
murder story until Monday.
Now, I don't want to like put on the blinders and like not pay attention to the world around me, but at the same time, who wants to fucking hear that during a Christmas party? That's when I decided not to watch the news ever.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I was like 9 years old.
Yeah, but they're trying to pull people like you back in. They're trying to say, listen, if we give him enough fear, entertainment, and information, then he'll go to work every day and disassociate, and he'll just grind on TikToks and get mad about things that don't even matter.
Yeah, that's literally what I do. That's everything that I do. You just described basically my
like
day-to-day.
most of the people that are going to be running for president this time around could be dead of natural causes by the next election.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be that weird if Joe Biden died in his sleep because he's 1,000 years old. It'd be like, oh, it could be fucking. Turns out he didn't have lungs anymore.
Who's that one? Who was that one? That one looks almost like a puppet that was in the wheelchair. She passed away. 93 years old or some shit. What was her name?
Feinstein.
Feinstein. Boy, she was really just pushing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. But that's the thing. The fact that you even know who that is weird.
Why?
Not because you shouldn't, but because they're trying to feed. They want you
Oh
to
yeah,
care
no.
about.
I get a constant flow of updates like that in TikToks and Reels, and you just can't escape it. I really should just delete all of these apps and be that person. But also, I use Instagram a lot for communicating with people about important things.
Well, if like someone's phone is dead, like I gotta reach out to them on Facebook Messenger or Instagram to make sure they're alive.
That's one of the only reasons I still have Facebook. I think I've said that before.
No, I have to know. When my second cousin's dog dies, I have to know that immediately.
Who's dog?
I'm just saying that's what Facebook is you see pictures every now and then from people that you're related to, and then you see dog obituaries.
Yeah, a lady I used to work with.
It's
she
not
loves her
even really that
dogs.
political anymore, Facebook, compared to I notice a lot with Instagram Reels and TikToks and stuff that that's where they're trying to push more of that stuff now.
It's almost like Facebook is no longer mainstream media, so no one cares enough to.
No,
post
it's like a
anything about it.
graveyard. It's like
Well, there's some people that's still stuck in it.
yeah.
Grandmothers and such.
Oh, sure.
A lot of grandmothers.
Yeah, mostly. They love it. And I get it.
Mm-hmm. I also had to leave a Facebook group recently because there was just a lot of hatred.
Really? About what?
There's another podcast that's about true crime and like cryptids and ghosts and shit.
Lame.
That I love. And a member of their hosts, one of their hosts, recently got outed for domestic abuse, and he checked himself into rehab because he was drinking too much and not taking care of himself. And there was just a lot of time between the leaving of the show and the announcement of their, choice on proceeding without that host, that there was a lot of speculation from the fan base.
Oh, well, yeah.
And a lot of hateful things, and it was just kind of rough. So I left that Facebook group, and I still listen to the podcast, and they're functioning fine at this point in time without that person on there. But it's just kind of like, that was a lot. That was a lot of unnecessary aggression from members of the fan base. So
It's because they're bored.
that's probably it. Did everything I just said make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I get it.
I feel like I kind of rambled there for a second.
No, please. You're doing great. I'm so grateful we got to do this.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time. And, we've been putting it off. It's our fault, too.
No.
It's not just the world's fault.
I really don't keep up with the news either. I kind of just I get the news unsolicited on my phone like a new U2 album.
Did I not bring my water bottle in here?
What's it look like?
It's silver and large.
I don't.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
What else you got on that list there, Chief?
Phenylephrine is ineffective, new study finds. That's like the kind of Sudafed that you don't have to ask for.
Ineffective. Are we at an hour?
Yeah, we are.
That's unfortunate.
But that's like the Sudafed PM.
But it's not over the counter. It's just kind of like on the shelves.
Yeah, because it's not, or PD maybe or whatever, or DM or whatever. It's like not as good as like the real shit that you can make meth out of.
Oh, well.
More on that next time.
Oh, okay. Phenylephrine.
Guys, Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. Support them. They have a tab on my very own website at jacobv.com. The only way to support this show financially is patreon.com/jacobv. Tons of new content there. New content coming from No Antics and Blinded by Stereo, both hard at work on new stuff. Catch Fresh Rain out there in the community. Fresh Rain on Facebook. We got, what else? Follow the show on Instagram at JacobVWeekly. You can find anything related to the show at jacobv.com. Be safe, and hopefully we're back. So don't fear.
Missed you guys.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
I'm proud of you.
We're all doing great. Well, as great as we can.
It's been good.
It's been acceptable.
I like it.